So good morning, this is the visualisation workshop that Sarah and I are running today, and we feel like we've saved the best till last on these 5 days of workshops to take you from anxious to aligned. And visualisation is a really powerful tool that not too many people are using, but if you can get into it, it can give you huge strides in your life, and it can actually help you move away from what you don't want, so move from fear. And that is how we would start using visualization in the beginning, and Sarah's going to lead us through that today. And then it can, when you start to make room and clear out those old emotions that are holding you back, you can actually start to invite the emotions in that you do want. So those emotions, I think I mentioned it probably on day one, those emotions of love, of abundance, of trust, of hope, of peace, you can invite these into your life, and we're going to show you how to do that through visualization. So Sarah is going to kick us off this morning. Oh, I should just say, sorry, if you are joining us, give us a comment on Facebook, just say hi. We would love to know that you're with us.
And also thank you for joining us, and thank you if you've been with us the whole of the journey for the last 5 days, or if you're just joining, you can still catch up at the moment. So I think I can speak for myself and Hannah when I say it's been a real pleasure being on this journey with you. And it said that if you have no path to follow, then that's where you'll end up. So we're trying to get focused, and here we land up in our visualization workshop. So we're going to turn to the power of thoughts, and we're probably already working with our thoughts, but are they with you or are they against you? What we want to do is manipulate our thoughts to our advantage. So deepen my anxiety, and probably still occasionally I'll put my mind to a situation, maybe something that's happening, that's coming ahead, maybe something that makes me feel uncomfortable and pushes me out my comfort zone, and I'll play that scenario out in my head, and it will go disastrously. I think we can all relate to that, and then we probably repeat that over and over. And sometimes we go back and we repeat that as well. I should have said this, or I should have done that. But it all comes from a place of negativity. So we want to start to get clear about the way that we want our life to go. And there are a lot of successful people using this already. So I think what Hannah said is, like, not all of us every day have time to sit there and think about it, but we're going to show you some really quick and easy techniques to get into it. It was the famous self-help guru Louise Hay. She said, "I do not fix my problems. I fix my thinking, and then the problems fix themselves." So let's get into a technique here. So we'll go inside. Let's just close our eyes off. Grow a little bit tall in the spine. Give your abdominals some space to breathe, and start your belly breathing. So if you saw the first video, it can help to place one hand on the tummy and one hand on the heart, and just get into that breath, in through the nose and out through the nose, but really softening the belly so that you can let that air all the way down. Okay, so you're clearing your mind, you're getting focused with your breath. Everything we do begins as a thought. Every action, every word, every human creation exists first in our imagination. So let's start to do some visualization. And this is just daydreaming with purpose. So I'm going to start with a visualization that I use really regularly. Let's just internalize our body. Let's really zoom in and go down to a cellular level. I want you to just picture one of the cells in your body. And within that cell, you have an organelle called the mitochondria, and that's the powerhouse of your cell. So there's so much energy and so much potential within this organelle. And let's imagine a speck of light beginning to form within that cell. We're using that organelle to help propel this speck of light and to grow bigger. So it's expanding throughout the size of the cell. It's expanding outside of the cell wall. And it's expanding throughout the whole of your body. So throughout every organ, throughout every section, every limb. And now it's permeating through your skin, and it's radiating outside of your body. You have a bright white light radiating from within you and encompassing the whole of your body. and this is a protective shield of energy. This shield is here to protect you from anything negative that you don't want to affect you. You're using and creating your own power to protect yourself. So just feel that. You might be able to feel a little warmth from that light. You might be able to almost hear it pulsating. Keep breathing into it. So now that you have the ability to activate this protective shield, you can put it up anytime you want to. So anytime that you're going into a stressful situation, or anytime that you're feeling triggered, you can put this up and just feel it keeping you safe. And then just begin to draw that light back in. So making it smaller, making it fainter, drawing it back in. Staying with the eyes closed if that's comfortable. And then we'll just do another visualization. So these visualizations are so important because they really activate our creative subconscious, which starts generating creative ideas to achieve our goals. And it programs our brains to more readily perceive and recognize the resources we will need to achieve our dreams. It activates the law of attraction, thereby drawing into our life the people, the resources, and the circumstances we need to achieve our goals. And it builds our internal motivation to take necessary actions to achieve our dreams. And then just gently resting the hands down in the lap or down by the sides of the body. The hands if the hands are in the lap, then the palms facing up. Just begin to open the eyes. So now you have an idea of visualization. Just want to share with you the other ways that I use that. So rather than seeing a situation that's coming up and planning it out to go wrong with all these disasters, I start to see how I want that scenario to go. So I'll manipulate that scenario to my advantage. So if you've got a difficult conversation to have or something that puts you out of your comfort zone, just sit there either before you go into that scenario or at the beginning of the day or anytime it comes into your mind. Literally just need to get into your belly breath and then play the scenario out before it happens. You can do this backwards as well. So time works in all different directions. So if you want to resolve an issue from the past, you can go back and replay that scenario how you wanted it to pan out. But for anxiety in particular, it's often about forward thinking thoughts. So we're going to just play that ahead and basically use your own power, use that inner light, that inner strength to see how you want that to go.
Sorry, could I just interject and share something that just popped into my mind that I wasn't planning on sharing, but just reminded me. This, when you're having a difficult conversation with someone, apart from just planning it out and deciding how you want it to go in your head, I've actually used this before where I have had a conversation with someone that I have chosen not to have in real life. So I literally just had that conversation in my mind. And energetically, this can help things shift sometimes. And I played out this conversation with someone who's very close to me, who I didn't want to have a difficult conversation with. I didn't think it was going to go well. I didn't think that they would be receptive. And it did shift things energetically. And that person called me, and they don't normally. And they called me with real like love in their heart, and I could feel that shift. So I just wanted to bring that up as well, to say if you have these difficult situations that you don't want to deal with, you actually don't always have to, but you do have to spend the time playing it out, don't you, in your own mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would also recommend starting small if you've never done it. So start with yourself, put your protective shield up. And then as you get more into the practice, as you do it more regularly and you get more comfortable and you start to see it in more detail and see the benefits of it, then you can start to plan out your day and then start to actually plan out the way that you want your whole life to go.
Yeah.
And it can be really fun. We used to do it as kids, right, all the time. And we've lost that art. So yeah, bring back daydreaming with purpose. And did you want to share a couple of things, Han?
Oh, right, over to me. Yeah, sorry, I
Over
wasn't
to
sure if
you.
I wasn't sure if I'd interrupted you and then you still had something that you wanted to do. But thank you for sharing all that. That was really powerful. I actually felt a little bit of emotion welling up on the cellular visualization, and it reminded me of like how powerful as beings we are, and how we play small. Let's face it, we all play small, right? And that energy just bursting out made me actually feel quite emotional. And I was thinking, that's from one cell, and we have billions.
There's so
Don't
much
we?
intelligence within our body, isn't it? I mean, it goes through all of our functions without us even having to tell it to. So imagine when we do start telling it to do things, how much more we can start to manipulate things for the better.
And I think it's worth saying that, like, visualization, Sarah said it's used by a lot of kind of like celebrities and sports people. So sports people, they actually visualize, say like a running race, they will visualize themselves winning that race before they do. And they're like training their mind that it is going to happen, and they see it and they feel it and they feel the emotion within the body. And that is actually how they win races, because they've visualized themselves doing it before. The mind doesn't actually know the difference between what you're visualizing and real life. And there's a good couple of examples about Oprah Winfrey, isn't there, Sarah, and Jim Carrey. I remember the story about Jim Carrey, that when he was a struggling actor, he wrote himself out a check for 10 million, and he actually got that. I forget what film it was now. It was for The Mask, I think. But
I
he
think it
actually
was, yeah.
got the exact amount that he wrote the check for himself. And what's the Oprah Winfrey examples there?
Well, Oprah just uses it in general, but do you know what one I really liked for like a UK audience is Ollie Murs. He imagined himself winning the X Factor, but apparently he imagined everything in such detail down to Simon Cowell's aftershave that he could smell it. And that's when you get into it and you get strong at the practice, you want to go into those details.
Yeah. And so some of the tools that Sarah's just shared with us, I just would like to share my experience with them, how it's worked for me, because, you know, me sharing my experience might help you. But I do this, so I do visualize a situation how I want it to go. So when we're not in lockdown, we're out and about. Say, for example, I was going to be speaking somewhere, so public speaking. I would imagine the room as best as I could. I might look it up online if I've never been there to get, you know, a visual of it, or just in the best of my imagination, imagine what the room's going to look like. Imagine the people there, and I imagine myself feeling really grounded in my own confidence, and I imagine the talk going well, and I actually repeat some mantras to myself, and they might be things like I'm asking that I'm using the right words to connect with people, I'm asking that I'm able to help people, and I'll repeat this as I'm driving to my location. And so that's how I use visualization about how I want a situation to go, and I feel a lot calmer by the time I get there because I've already seen it going well.
Yeah.
So that's my experience with that. And then I really wanted to share a little bit about how we can, basically Sarah's shared a little bit how we can move away from the negative emotions, and we're going to get them sometimes, but it's how not to get stuck in those negative emotions. So how do we move away from fear, from anger, from self-doubt, from lacking self-confidence? And once you've created some space to do that, and you've let go of some of those fears, then you've got some room in your life, and you've got the room to invite, as I said at the beginning, some of these more positive emotions in. So you want to feel grounded, you want to feel certain in yourself, you want to feel confident. And so I want to share with you some of the ways that I actually do this. And I want to talk about goals a little bit, because Sarah mentioned how important it is to have goals. And actually, if you don't set goals, it can be dangerous for your health. Okay, that might sound a bit crazy, but just think about it. We all know examples of people who have retired and then their health deteriorates. And that's because they haven't got goals. We all need goals, and we all need purpose. Purpose is an amazing alarm clock as well. I should just say this as well. I was so excited to run this workshop this morning. I couldn't wait to get out of bed, and it reminded me, as I jumped out of bed with excitement, I thought, purpose is a great alarm clock. So do set goals, do have purpose, and set goals that are outside of your comfort zone, because if you're not growing. So your goals need to scare you a little bit. They need to be bigger than what you're comfortable with. And like Sarah said, if you don't have goals, you don't have direction. Where are you going? What are you aiming towards? If you got in a car, you needed to go somewhere, and you didn't put it in the sat nav, you didn't know where you were going, you would end up driving in circles. And this is what happens, ending up for us in our lives. If we don't have goals, we don't have directions, or sometimes we set them and then we forget about them. So it really is about making this a more regular practice. So a great book that I've read, and I shared it recently in my group, I said, who wants some more abundance in their life? Comment and I'll send you the book. It's called Pocket Full of Money. Brilliant little book. And in that book, it shares that to have 100 goals would be good. You'd reach more goals if you had 5,000 goals. And oh my goodness, how could you have 5,000 goals? Don't be ridiculous. Well, you could. If you think about what you want to do before you die, so the rest of your life, and be detailed about it. So if you imagine a house, where's the house? What's the colour of the fence? What do the windows look like? What's the interior decoration like? What are the carpets? What's the pictures, the art that you've got on the walls? What music do you like to listen to? Who do you want to meet in your life? How many rooms are there in that house? You know, if you had an abundance of finances, who would you want to treat? What would you want to buy them? Where in the world do you want to visit? How do you want to get there? What do you want to own? Like, honestly, this list can go on and on and on. And the more detailed you can be, and the more certain you can be about this in your own mind, the more likely you are going to be able to achieve these things. And the quickest way to achieve your goals is actually by helping someone else. So one of my goals is I want abundance. And abundance for me, or I should say I am abundance, not I want, I am. So it's always in the present tense. But I am abundant in finances, in love, in health, in happiness. So it just doesn't mean just money for me, it means everything. I'm abundant in everything. So if I can help other people, like Sarah and I have been doing this week, like I tried to do through the Nourish Body, like I shared that book and I was sending it out to people on private messenger last week. If I can help other people, that's going to help me achieve it as well. You know, if I give love to someone, it's much more likely I'm going to get love back, isn't it? So it's about giving to actually receive as well. So you need to have these goals and you want to be visiting them almost on a daily basis if you can remember to do that. So you want to make it part of your morning routine. And there's no right or wrong with it, but I am going to share what I do, and I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share my vision boards with you, just to give you kind of a framework. And like I say, there is no right or wrong. Some people use words rather than images. So it's, you know, they might say, I want abundance, I want love, I want freedom, whatever the words are that you want. Some people use magazine clippings. Some people draw their mood boards out. That's meant to balance the brain a lot more if you write it and draw it out yourself. I do mine online, so I get pictures online because I feel like they're a lot more specific to exactly what I want, and I kind of clip art them, I guess. So I'm going to share that with you now. And I've got a 5-year vision board. So these are like my big goals, but I find that hard to visualize on a daily basis. Like, what am I doing today to move towards that goal? So I actually break it down to 3-month goals as well. And I often add on there things like remember to have dates with my husband, or remember to go and see my friends, because it can be a little bit all work and no play, looking after my family and working, and forget about the fun stuff. So I specifically put it on my boards to remind me that life isn't enjoyable if you don't do the fun stuff. So let me know in the comments now if this is good for you. Would you like me to share my screen and show you my vision board? Is that going to be helpful to you? So just let me know now in the comments. And while you're doing that, let me just share my screen. Can you see that, Sarah? Well, yeah, you're going to be able to see it. So this is my 5-year vision board. And like I say, there is no right, no wrong. This is the way that I've done it. But, you know, if we just say create a vision board and create goals, sometimes it's too wide, it's too broad. So if I can give you some ideas, then you'll know how you want to change it for you. But this is what works for me. So I just got my mouse here. So in the middle, this is the most important thing to me. So that's a lovely picture on holiday with my husband and kids. And this is my priority. I've put there priority always. I've got my mum and my sister. These are the really important relationships in my life. Obviously, I've got more important relationships, but my board is only so big. And I've got, this is not my friends, this is just a group of ladies who look like they're having fun together. And this is to represent my friends. I didn't have a photo of them all together, but this is my priority, is my inner circle, I guess. And what I really want, the words are, I want to be a good parent and teacher to my children. I want a happy and supportive marriage. That's really important to me. And great extended family relationships and a reliable and fun circle of friends. So that's the main thing that I'm always looking towards. And then up here on the right, so I've kind of gone around in a circle on my board because that's what worked for me. Up here, this is like work stuff. So I've added my sister recently because we've just started this little collaboration together. But my work stuff is the Nourish Body. And what I want to do is help people with their health. So I've got here some lovely healthy foods, a consultation, I teach yoga, I do online courses, we run retreats. And like I say, I've added Sarah in recently because we've got this little collaboration going. And then this is a new one that I've added. It's something I've been wanting for a long time, but I would love to send my children to private school. Me and my husband didn't go to private school, and it's just something that I would like to aim towards if I could. And we found out this year that my son is severely dyslexic. He's in year 6, so he's just about to go to secondary school. And I feel that this would be a really supportive environment for him, having much smaller classes. So I've added that on recently, saying that I'd like to save some money for that. Then this is the home down here. So this is not my home, and I'm so appreciative. I absolutely love my home, and this is part of goals. You have to be grateful for what you've got to be able to actually attract more. So I'm very, very grateful for what I have. But this is what I took this from The Secret, and if you've read the book of The Secret, I took this screenshot from online, and it says, if you think that's a lot, I'm asking for a lot. This is the whole world, and what I'm asking for is like a pinprick. So, and just remember, my goals are tiny in comparison to, you know, the whole abundance of the world. So I've got on there a lovely house and car. I would love to have a vintage car one day. I've got lovely gardens on here, a nice big kitchen, playroom for my children, a gym so I can keep healthy. And then moving on. Oh, it looks like we've got someone else on here, live Sarah on the Zoom. I didn't see them. Hello to whoever's joined us on Zoom. Over on here, I want to run, well, Sarah and I do run retreats actually already, but I want to buy a place in France. So this is the place in France, and I want to run retreats from that place. And I want my husband to be there with me. I want a happy relationship. I want to be fit and healthy. I want an organic garden. So all of the same kind of things. And then up here, you will probably know this about me, but I started the Nourish Body because my health wasn't good. And so because that was taken away from me, it's a major focus in my life. I suffered with a lot of pain in my back. So this picture is very poignant for me, that I want to keep flexibility in my back. I want to remember to do my yoga practice. I want to eat healthy food. I put here, be kind, you only have one body. I want to relax as well, make time for relax and fun. This one up here, or these two, are me working on my eye health. I'm severely short-sighted, and I'm trying to heal that naturally. I tend to not put enough time towards it, so it's there on my vision board to remind me. And this is what Sarah and I do, connect with the moon. So that's my like overall 5-year vision. These are all the things that I would like to attract. Does that sound okay, Sarah?
Yeah, it's lovely seeing all that detail and explaining it as well. Thank you.
And then just to give you like another idea of this is like what works for me, is I then break it down into quarterly goals. So between April and June, what specifically am I working on that is going to help me reach those bigger goals? I need to break it down for it to be more realistic. So some of the things on here are, I always put this on about reminding myself to go to bed early and wake up early to be productive and do my exercise, do my yoga, keep my back flexible. We have a Peloton bike at home. So this is like a specific, I went online, Googled Peloton. So I had the exact visual of what I'm looking to do. My finances, my relationship with my finances has never been great. Not that I'm always in debt, but I never quite know what's going out or quite know what's coming in. So I want to get a much better handle on my finances. So that is on my vision board for the next 3 months. And I've just reminded myself there, morning routine and money mindset is something I want to work on daily. I've put here about the school again, because the school's coming up soon. So I want to make sure that I'm making some money to be able to save towards that. And also my son, has studied some history. So we studied about Rome and a couple of other places in Italy that he'd like to go to. And I'd love to have the money to take them to Italy. So that's on there. And I do work towards particular feelings. So I've put my 5 feelings on here. So I want to feel aligned in what I do. I want to feel abundant. I want to feel alive, like things are exciting. I want freedom. And that's for me, freedom financially, freedom in my body, freedom to be able to go out sometimes. I don't know about you, but as a, you know, with kids I feel a bit trapped sometimes, like I can't go out because I've always got to be here. So I want to feel that freedom sometimes, and I want to feel inspired. And then the last few things are, I've got down here, I want to improve my copywriting, so that's working on my business. I want to remember to take care of myself. This is how many women I want to help. So for my Exhausted to Energized 12-week course, I want to try and help 30 women in the next 3 months. This is something I'm going to be talking to you about in a moment, that what we've been doing with Sarah. So this Anxious to Aligned workshop, and we want to tell you how we can help you more as well. And the last thing is, I want to make sure I keep up with my own spiritual development and my moon groups. So I hope I'm not overwhelming you with information. I'm hoping this is kind of giving you lots of inspiration on ways that you can do it. As I say, this is what worked for me. You might want to do something slightly differently. And then sometimes I do it with my children as well. So Ollie had one there. His was quite simple. This was his 2019 board. He wanted to do well with karate. He wanted to try skiing. We went to the snow dome. We didn't get round to doing the parasailing or sailing, so we have to carry those over. And he wanted a new bed. And I think Ava had a few more wishes than that. So she had the snow dome. She wanted a lovely holiday, a cool birthday party, all the kind of things that kids want. She wants a new bed as well. And she didn't get we bought her a new bed not too long ago. So we don't feel like we want to buy her a new bed, but I told her, things happen in mysterious ways, right? Add it to your vision board. You never know what's going to happen. So that's kind of fun things to do. And if you think this sounds good, you'd like to do more of this, we're going to run another workshop about this, aren't we, Sarah?
Yeah. So
this is going to be on Friday next week. I think that's the 15th. Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Double check. We're
going to run a workshop on, so this is the visualization, how to use it, and we're actually going to run a vision boarding workshop, because it's great knowing it all, but you have to create the space to be able to do it, don't you? And so we want to create some time and some space for you to be able to do this with us. And it might be writing a list of 100 things and then going away and do the photos afterwards. You might have magazines spread out. You might want to write words down, but we're really excited about that. So got lots more that I want to tell you. Anything else that you want to add to that, Sarah?
No, let's tell them.
Let's tell them. Okay, we got super exciting news. So these Anxious to Aligned workshops, Sarah and I have loved running these with you in the last week. Like, it's brought us energy. Do you feel that, Sarah?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it helps us to realise how far we've come on our own health journeys as well.
Yeah. And so what we wanted to do was, I've just put a little presentation to go through some slides with you, but we wanted to say thank you, first of all, for joining us on the Anxious to Aligned week. Like I say, we have loved running these workshops for you. We've loved all the comments. We've had so many comments in the group. We've received PMs, we've received emails saying that you've had shifts, that you're feeling less anxious, like, how does a little bit of breath work just work so well and so easily? And we've loved hearing from you. And if you're joining us live on Facebook now, if you're watching the replay, we would love to know what workshop have you enjoyed the most. And it doesn't matter if you haven't been to all of them. Are you on your phone now, Sarah, or on your iPad?
Phone.
Okay, I'll bring my phone up and I'll see if I can see any of the comments. So yeah, what workshops have you enjoyed doing the most? We would love to hear. What's been your favourite, Sarah?
I think I always really enjoy doing the moon ceremonies, because I find them a really beautiful way to release, rather than kind of in a clinical way. There's that ceremony around it. But I have to say, my daily practice that I do absolutely first without fail is my breath work always.
Yeah.
That really sets the tone. So they're all really important, but you have to go with the one that you're resonating with. But the breath work's quick, it's easy, you can do it any time of the day. Yeah. What about you?
I think, like, generally, I love doing our moon workshop, our moon ceremonies. That's my favourite thing that we do together. I guess it was a little bit more stressful yesterday when the tech wasn't working. So I'm going to say this one because we've done it together. Sarah and I have spoken about 5 holistic tools that we have tried many things for our health over the years, and lots of them work. But what we found is 5 particular tools, if we use them on a regular basis, and it doesn't have to be every single day, and sometimes you dip in and dip out a little bit, but using these 5 tools helped our health so immensely. And they're the tools that are enjoyable and the tools that we wanted to use. So like I was saying earlier about ease and flow, they're the tools that we wanted to use. These are the ones that we share, so inside the Holistic Health Circle with our members. And the reason that we do that is to help you take control of your health, your mental health, so particularly anxiety, and I like to say happiness as well, because it's so easy to be caught in this treadmill, isn't it? Where we're just going on, we're just surviving. If you've got kids, you're just looking after kids. If you've not got kids, you're just going to work and surviving. But we actually want to feel happy. And to get happiness, we need to slow down, we need to stop, we need to appreciate, we need to have gratitude, and all of those things bring more happiness into our life. And doing things that we enjoy, having things to look forward to. So if we do like yoga, having some yoga that you've got to look forward to. If you do like spending time in nature, having some time in the diary to make sure that you actually connect with the things that you absolutely love. So I just put there, without needing to do the things that you feel that you should. So like I was saying earlier, oh, I feel like I should go running, for example. I'm using that as an example. I should do HIIT, I should exercise more, but you don't actually enjoy it. So this is why you never ever stick to it. And then you feel guilty because you're not planning things that you actually enjoy. So we want to share things with you that you actually want to do, because guess what? It's easy then, right? I'm sure you've had, what have you done in the past that you actually enjoyed going along to? For me, dancing. Any dance classes, it's like, it's never ever a chore to get there. So that's one of the things that I really, really enjoy. So a few reasons, I can see it here, I don't need to keep looking up. A few reasons that you might be here this evening. So this is what women have shared with me, is they want to feel like they understand or you understand your body, you understand why your emotions change throughout the month. So it's not just linked to your menstrual cycle, it is linked to the lunar cycle. Sometimes those two things are actually coinciding, sometimes they're really out of balance, and doing a little bit of work with your nutrition can actually help get all of that in sync a little bit more. But so you're here, you want to feel like you understand your body, you want to feel like you understand your emotions and why they're changing throughout the month. You want to feel in control of your emotions, and so we actually help teach how you can get a little bit more balance with your emotions, and that is really tuning into a lot of this lunar living and tuning into your body, to its innate wisdom, to what your body is telling you, and not ignoring that. So a couple of my clients that I've had calls with today, some this morning and some this evening, there was this theme that was coming up today, which was they wasn't well. In fact, it's happened a lot in December. They wasn't well. Thank you, Sam. She loves the Holistic Health Circle. They wasn't well, and they was pushing themselves to go to work because that's what we've been taught. And we feel like we're good employees or good citizens, and that's what we should be doing. But actually, what Sarah and I help to teach is you to tune in and go, actually, every fibre of my body is telling me different today. And sometimes, if you can, to honour that. And when you can honour that, say, using this as an example, that you do take a day off work because you're not feeling great, you're going to recover so much more quickly. Your energy is going to recover more quickly, rather than you be on this low energy for the rest of the month because you pushed yourself when you shouldn't have. Okay, you're here for a reason, because you want to feel balanced in your body and your mind, and they are so interconnected. I talk a lot about how the gut health is connected to your mental health. So if you are struggling with depression, with anxiety, with self-doubt, a lot of this is linked to your physical health. So when we work on one, we work on the other. You're here because you want to feel like your life has purpose and direction. So I mentioned this already about just feeling like you're on a bit of a hamster wheel, not really appreciating your life because it just feels like Groundhog Day. So we want to help you to find your purpose and your direction a little bit more again. And you want to feel like you found a community and tribe. So someone mentioned here, they've really appreciated the community. I shared that, I think it was in yesterday's live, where I was saying, or it may have been on the first day, it was really when we started connecting with the moon that we found like-minded women who were non-judgmental, women who were supportive. And that is what we have been cultivating in our membership, in our groups on Facebook. And it's a tribe that will help you support you with your dreams. So if you've ever had any dreams and people kind of laugh at you like you can't do that, we're here to say that you can, and actually to help you live up to your dreams as well. So all of this is 100% possible for you. I think that's really important to say, that this is not just distant dreaming. You can have a supportive community that are, like I say, non-judgmental, that are going to support you. You can feel happy, you can feel like you've got gratitude, and it's not going to be every minute of every day, but at some point every day, and this is entirely possible. So we want to show you how getting in tune with nature's natural cycles can help your health. So this lunar living, connecting to your menstrual cycle, understanding it a little bit more. How do you need to eat before your period? How do you need to support your body after your period if you're out of balance? How getting a regular self-care practice will help you feel in control. And really, in 2020 is a year when I've seen massive changes with the women that I've worked with and that I've worked with my sister in the holistic health circle, how just slowing down and getting regular meditation practice, or it might not be meditation, it might be breath work, or it might be yoga, and committing to that is going to help you so much with your health. We need to learn how to slow down because we live in such a fast-paced world, and sometimes it's the last thing that we want to do. We don't want to slow down, but it really is a thing that we need to learn how to do. And like I mentioned already, to create purpose and fulfillment and to live intentionally every single day. So your health and your happiness, or your lack of health and happiness, is dependent on you making a decision to prioritize it. If you just carry on doing what you're doing now, if you're not feeling like your health is on track, or you're not feeling, very happy very often, perhaps, I know I was definitely in that place, it's because you want it to change, but you're not prioritizing it. So you're not putting the time towards that. So we want to encourage you in a supportive way to actually start prioritizing it, because when you're happy, you have this beautiful knock-on effect for your colleagues, for your partner, for your family, as well as yourself, of course. So this is the one thing that you need to know, is that having a regular self-care practice is that you prioritize is the foundation of your health. And that might include menu planning. That needs to include movement, if not exercise, depending where your health is. Your health is good, it needs to be exercise. Excuse me, if your health is not good, it just needs to be some sort of movement. And I mentioned we've got 5 pillars to this practice. It can really transform your health. It can help you feel in control, balanced, happy. And I'm going to go through these 5 pillars with you. If you're not familiar with them all already, we have spoken about them in the past, exactly how to apply and follow them. So very quickly, because I think most of you here know Sarah and I, so I'm just going to quickly tell you a little bit more about us. Sarah, my sister, who is here up until 8 o'clock, is a yoga teacher. She's a breathwork coach. She's an energy healer. She's a massage therapist, so definitely in the holistic world. Her health challenges herself was depression, self-harm, and severe anxiety. And these 5 pillars that we're going to talk through this evening, along with nature for her, were really her cure. And for me, I'm a nutritionist. I'm also a yoga teacher, and the health challenges that I had was severe fatigue, almost like a chronic fatigue. I had adrenal fatigue, suffering from stress, suffering from overwhelm, and just feeling like on that hamster wheel all the time. And again, I healed from all of those naturally as well, using these 5 holistic tools, and nutrition was one of the main ones for me. So that's obviously why I studied nutrition and why I share that. So rather than just being, people on Facebook and there's our professional pictures, I just thought I'd show you some real snaps of us and our life, tell you a little bit more about us. So I've got a son and daughter, and my dog there, Buddy, puppy, or just over a puppy now. So they use a lot of my time. That's basically my life. My business as well. So I'm the Nourish Body. That's my nutrition business. That takes up a lot of my time. And I love exercise. I love dancing. I've got a picture of me there on my yoga teacher training. And that picture, me and my husband, that's self-development. I'm always interested to learn more, to read more books, to go to more seminars. That's a really, really big passion of mine. Let me know if any of you here like self-development. My sister is a massive animal lover. She actually wanted to train to be a vet when she was younger, and I haven't shared this with you before. She'd done her training, and not a training, work experience when you're at school, and she saw an operation and she nearly fainted, and then realised, I'm not sure actually I do want to be a vet. But she's got 2 cats now, so they are a big part of her life. Picture there of her in nature. She absolutely adores nature. She spends a lot of time hiking. I think that's what she was doing there. The bottom picture there, bottom left, is her and her partner, Jono. They love travel. So she's in South Africa at the moment. I think she was in Italy in that picture. And then the last picture of her, also on the beach, is because she moved close to Margate, an area called Westgate, to be closer to nature. So she was in Bromley in Kent before, a more urban area, and she just wanted to spend more time out in nature. She finds it very healing. She goes and watches lots of sunsets now. She goes for swims in the sea, bike rides along the promenade, sunning them. Quite amazing, isn't it? Quite fancying that myself, actually. So Sarah and I not exclusively work with women, but in the main we both work with women. We've helped countless women with their health now. Sarah's business, her own business, is called Balanced Body Wellness, which is where she teaches yoga. She teaches breathwork courses. She does in-person and online yoga. She does a massage and an energy healing. My business is the Nourished Body, where I do my nutrition business. So I help women over a 12-week course to fight their fatigue, fight their stress, fight their overwhelm. We do that naturally through food. And then together we've got the Holistic Health Circle, which is our membership, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about tonight. And so in all those businesses, we mainly help women and occasionally men on a one-to-one basis if they need help. And I wanted to give you, like, we've had so many amazing Facebook comments and reviews. They're on our Facebook pages. And I didn't want to, you know, wax lyrical about it too much tonight, but I did want to share a couple that have been emailed to me, just to share how transformational looking after yourself, the simple act of looking after yourself can be. So one of our clients, Sarah, not my sister Sarah, sent a lovely review over by email to say I've got a completely different mindset to daily exercise, supplements and food, and how I treat myself. And I've recently started to explore some very deep-rooted issues which I don't think I would have ever addressed had I not found, and she's referring there to my program, a 12-week program, the Exhausted to Energize method, or the Holistic Health Circle. So I love that we've given her the space, if you like, and the opportunity to explore some deep-rooted issues, which of course always need addressing. And we have these repeating behaviours, habits, health conditions until sometimes we do that deeper work. Victoria sent us a lovely review as well, saying she can't emphasize how much she loves the Holistic Health Circle. She must mention it at least once a day when talking to her friends or colleagues, which is wonderful to hear. She said, after I finished counselling earlier this year, I come to terms with where I was in my life. I was only just surviving, but since taking the time to invest in my health and working with the group has had a big impact. I really appreciate the opportunity to be part of the circle, all the advice you've given me over the last 6 months. And she's just said thank you. So they were really heartwarming reviews to hear, and I just want to share with you some what real women have said as well, and their experience. So the 5 tools, if you don't already know what they are yoga, breathwork, which Sarah has shared with you over the last 3 days, nutrition, which is what I share, moon ceremony, which is what we're doing tomorrow night, and we have spoken about a little bit over the past 2 days, and a little bit of what we call higher self or spirituality work, and I will talk about more about what that is in a moment. But knowledge is not enough. We know this anyway, right? This is why we were talking about action taken earlier. Action is required. So it's not enough to know, I know I should be eating healthier, or I know I should do some exercise, or I know I should spend some time for myself, but not actually getting around to it. So the integral part of this is that you need to take the action to actually transform your health, your mental health and your happiness. And you need to build it into a regular practice. And that's the hard bit, isn't it? So the knowledge, we can get so much knowledge now from Google, YouTube, all over the internet, books, but it's actually taking action and putting it into place. So you've got choice. Choice is stick to your current mindset stories. And what are they? Is your current mindset story, I haven't got enough time? Is your current mindset story, I haven't got any money to invest in myself? Just have a little think about what are the stories that you tell yourself that are keeping you stuck right now? And are you going to just continue trying to piece it together, but not really making any change, say over the next year? Or are you going to choose to invest in yourself and build this regular self-care practice and take control of your health? And for example, like, you can get free stuff online, of course. So for example, you could look up some free yoga. Oh yeah, I know I should do some yoga. I'm going to go and do some free yoga online. But actually, when you go online, it's not particularly designed for busy women. It's not particularly designed for women who've got health challenges or maybe anxiety. So everything that we do inside the circle is designed for busy women and what they actually need. So we don't teach, I mean, Sarah's quite an experienced yogi. She can do the handstands and the back bends and everything else. That's not what she teaches, because we don't see that's what the women in our membership need. The women in our membership need to take some time to relax, to get out of their heads, to do some gentle exercise, but not to be pushed. We do that to ourselves enough in our everyday lives, push ourselves constantly. So you actually need the space to be held to actually calm down the nervous system. And so everything we do in our membership is designed specifically for the woman like you, and that you enjoy. So it's not like, oh my goodness, I've got to go to this really hard class tonight. Or Sarah, when she does her own breathwork practice, she does a lot of retention, meaning holding the breath. Well, if you're suffering from anxiety or depression, or you're not used to breathwork, you're not going to be able to do that. It's not going to be right for you. So she's doing things that are enjoyable, that you want to come along to. So that's really, really important. So we created this monthly membership. We actually started at the start of lockdown, so it's about 6 months old now. It's called the Holistic Health Circle. And we wanted to share things weekly, monthly and seasonally. So I'll break it down and I'll tell you exactly how it's all shared. But overall, it's to support you to release dis-ease. Have you heard the word disease split down like that? Dis-ease, it's dis-ease in the body. So it's to support you to release dis-ease from the body and the mind by aligning you with nature's natural rhythms. And aligning with nature's natural rhythms, apart from putting us in balance, it helps with things like sleep. It helps with things like enjoying the seasons more, which might be something that you're not really enjoying at the moment. And all of that's going to keep you in balance. It's going to keep you aligned. It's going to move you away from some of those feelings, those emotions like anxiety, fear, worry, insecurity, sadness, depression. Not to say that you'll never have those emotions, but you will learn how to move out of them a lot more quickly and how to control them, so you're not stuck in those emotions on a daily basis. And this will make room for how you do want to feel. So maybe you want to feel calm, maybe you want to feel energized, maybe you want to feel inspired. So we need to create the room for you to be able to enjoy those emotions. Hi Sarah, hi Rachel. Karen says she loves her yoga. We love having you at the yoga, Karen. So we'd love to invite you to join our Holistic Health Circle. We call it our inner circle. We get to work with you a lot more closely. We get to know a lot more about you. We get to support you. And it's an online membership for women. So I'm going to explain a little bit more about it and exactly what you get. So you get the 5 pillars, what I mentioned: the yoga, the breath work, the moon ceremony, the nutrition, and the higher self work. So to explain a little bit more about that and how often you get it. With the yoga, you get 2 yoga classes with Sarah a week. So one of those yoga classes is called a hatha yoga practice, which is a little bit like more strengthening the body, a little bit of flexibility. So basically a gentle workout, but that's very balanced. And she bases it on the seasons as well. And she base it on like picking up on other people's energy as well. And if we know that it's like December and people are really tired, she'll adjust the class for that. And then we do a Sunday night class, which is a chill out, a wind down class, which really has not got too much movement in it, but lots and lots of relaxation to, as I said earlier, teach you how to relax, calm down the nervous system, prepare you for a good night's sleep. So particularly good if you do struggle with your sleep. She shares one quick breathwork session a week. So that's on a Monday. It's a 15-minute video, and that's so you can repeat that every day if you want to. You could come back onto Facebook. It's also in our membership site. We have a special membership site where everything's recorded, goes there to watch at a later date. So that breath work, you might choose to do it every Monday or twice a week or every day. Then in nutrition, I do a weekly question and answer session. So this is every Friday. You've got a week to post your questions to me. They don't have to be solely related to you either. So if you do have a problem with something in your family that you want to try and overcome naturally, it's not always just with nutrition, but I could help with things like essential oils, detox techniques, supplements. We talk about a lot in the circle actually. I also share a monthly menu. So that is for a specific reason. So we've got a lovely plan for anxiety. So what to eat in a week if you're suffering from anxiety. So helping your gut health, it's going to help your mental health. In January and February, I'm sharing some menu plans that are good for the 2 weeks before your period and then the 2 weeks after your period to help you balance your menstrual cycle a little bit more, as an example. And then I also do seasonal workshops. I feel like I'm talking a lot. There's a lot of information here. So I hope you're still with me and you're following me. I share a seasonal workshop. So every time we go from one season into another, so the next one will obviously be winter into spring, I do a talk a couple of weeks before to say this is what we want to be eating in spring, how we can balance the body in spring, and we need to do that just before we get into spring so we have that nice smooth transition. And we talk about supplements that are good for that time of year. For the winter nutrition talk, I've just been talking about colds and how to overcome those naturally. We of course have a new moon ceremony and a full moon ceremony every single month. And then the last thing that we do, so it's 2 of those a month, and the last thing that we do is once a month I run a higher self session, or you might call it a spirituality session, where we're diving into deeper issues, deeper subjects. So we had one of the deep ones we had recently was looking at life and death and how to be more accepting of that. We obviously talk about cacao, we talk about journaling, creating sacred spaces, we've done vision boarding. So it's something different every month to help you on your personal development, but more from a spiritual kind of viewpoint. Jane's saying fab info, thank you. So I wanted to explain a little bit more about the question and answer session, because you might be thinking like, what is that? And I had such a nice review. I've just taken out the person's name there because not everyone wants to share everything publicly. So this was shared in December. Everything I've shared with you actually tonight has been really, really recent and relevant. But she shared, today is my gorgeous girl's 7th birthday, and we just wanted to say a huge thank you to Hannah for your guidance as she now gets to start her 7th year happier and healthier than ever after almost 2 years of constant tonsil stones and antibiotics and the worry of talking about having her tonsils taken out and her adenoids removed, plus the embarrassment that she suffered because her school friends would tell her she had smelly breath. Now she has lovely sweet smelling breath and is tonsil stone free, and it's a day I never thought I'd see. So how we got to that was this lady come and ask the question in my weekly question and answer sessions. My daughter has this problem. And in my live question and answer, I gave some advice. This is what you need to try. And she went away. She took action. Remember that action point I mentioned earlier? It's not good enough just knowing it. You have to take the action. She took the action completely, and look at this result. Isn't it amazing? And we've had loads and loads of results like this with women clearing up issues for themselves and issues within their family. So really, I see this as a really priceless tool that you've got access to that can genuinely help you transform your health at a very deep level. So to give you an idea of what goes on, there's a lot that goes on in the membership, and you're not expected, and you shouldn't expect yourself to come along to everything, because there are a lot of sessions, there's a lot of value here. But this is an example of what is going on in January. So you can see it's spreading across 3 different sheets. But this, we give you a timetable of all the yoga, the breath work, the Ask Hannah sessions, there's a meditation on there. It goes on and on, but you can see that there's a lot of sessions that you can come along to. And like I was saying earlier, when you want to build new habits for yourself, it's really good if you start small. So I always say to new members, maybe start with 1 thing or 2. So you might say, I'll come to 1 yoga class a week, and I might come to 1 of the question and answer sessions and get some of my health questions answered. And that's all you're going to commit to for a month. If you don't try and come along to other sessions, you just try and start a new practice for yourself. And once you've built upon that, then you might think, oh, I love the yoga, I want to come along to 2 classes a week. Or you might think, oh, I want to add breath work in now. So you slowly build upon it until you've got these lovely regular self-care practices. And it says there here, as you can see, everything can be watched live. Occasionally, if we can't make a live, something might be recorded in advance, but that's more of an exception. And everything can be watched on replay as well. So everything's recorded. Now, before we built our membership, of course, we've done some research, and there's not many memberships like this out there. There's certainly none that offer the moon stuff with nutrition, with yoga, with spiritual stuff. We've seen there is nothing to compare to it out there. But what we do offer that's very, very different from other memberships that we have seen that are anything like ours, so any that include spirituality or moon, the sessions aren't live, and all of our sessions are live. And what our members have told us is that they're more likely to come along, because you put it in the diary like, oh, there's yoga at Wednesday at 7. And you put it in like an appointment in your diary, and you want to come along because it's live. It doesn't matter if you can't make it live, you can watch it on replay, but you know what it's like when things are just accessible all the time, you tend not to use it. So that's a real strength, we believe, of our membership, is that everything's live, but it is still available after if you want to watch it. And this is not just to work on your physical health. We've got that aspect there with the nutrition and with the yoga, but it's to work on your mental health as well, which really helps with the breath work. The nutrition really, really helps that as well. But it's for your body and your soul. So we are doing that spiritual work. We are connecting with lunar cycles. We are releasing. This is like a gym membership, but it's for your body and your soul. Who's feeling excited? Me talking about it, I feel like really excited. Like, you need to come and join, because it is so brilliant. If I do say so myself, we just love hanging out in this place. It feels very, very authentic for us. And I hope that that is coming across to you. So investing, yeah, there's a cost to this, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. But investing in yourself gives you the community. So this community that you've loved inside this group, we have that. People share their trials, but their trials and their tribulations. So they do share, they're feeling a bit crap, they share it in the group, and we're there to support them and go, it's okay, like this time is going to pass. And then they share their wins as well, and that lifts other people up. So one of our members has been sharing, she's been doing a lovely timetable for herself every week and just having micro commitments. So it might be drink water every day, remember to take my supplements. She's been sharing that, and then that's been inspiring other members of the group to think, I want to do that. So we love that sharing. It gives you lots of support. So you've got some of our members buddy up with each other, they make friendships, and of course Sarah and I give you lots of support as well. But what I've personally found is paying for things gives you commitment. So like I was saying about yoga and YouTube, you can go on there and you can do as many free classes as you want. Most people don't because it's just accessible all the time. You take it for granted. But when you're paying for something, you feel like, I need to make the most of my membership. I must get along. I'm sure if you've had a gym membership in the past, particularly if you've had an expensive one, I know I've had expensive gym memberships in the past, you want to get your money's worth. So you make sure you get along to sessions. I find the same thing. If I run a free nutrition session, people don't really keep up with it. As soon as they pay to do my course, they are there on every single call because they want to get the most out of it. And investing in yourself gives you bespoke live classes. So not just access to a membership of recorded classes, but they're live. And like I mentioned earlier, built for the busy woman and what the busy woman needs, which is to calm the body down, not to keep pushing yourself. So it saves you time from going on YouTube or other free platforms and searching for videos that, you know, are not quite right for you, or you didn't like that person, or you didn't like their voice, or whatever it was that annoyed you about that. So let's talk about the value a little bit, because I do believe that the membership is amazing value. So I'd love to share some of that with you. And what I'm not going to do you know, a lot of people when they do these presentations and they go, the total value is £5,000, but I'm only going to charge you like £50. You know that it's not true. So what I want to do is I want to be really conservative with everything that I share with you. So yoga, when I do an online yoga class, I like to do a good one. So I would pay 15, 18, 20 quid for a yoga class. But I put up there, most yoga classes will cost between 10 and £15. But let's be conservative. Let's say that you tell me you can find a yoga class for £5. I think Sarah's is worth a lot more than that. And let's say you can come to one yoga class a week. So that would be about £20 worth of value. Now you could come to 8 yoga classes. Did I say a week? Yeah, 2 yoga classes. Sorry, you're going to come to one yoga class a week, which is 4 in a month, but that would value £20. Sorry, I didn't say that very clearly, did I? I think you catch my drift. But you could come to 8 classes a month if you wanted to. The breathwork, normally you pay £10 to £15 for a breathwork class online. Again, let's be conservative. Let's say 5. Let's say you're going to come along to one, £5. Moon ceremony, you're normally going to pay at least £20 for that kind of thing online. Again, let's go really conservative. Let's say you can find one for 10. Let me know if you can. I don't think you will. But if you come to, I'd love you if you remember to come along to those. I think they're really, really transformational, important points in the month that we need to slow down and actually really connect with what's going on in the universe and what's going on in your own body. So if you come along to 2 of those, it's going to be £20. Nutrition, these ones are hard to put values on, but you know, the nutrition plan, so to get a, you know, bespoke menu plan for the month, normally you pay about £50 for that. So I've said let's be conservative again, let's say 20. The question and answer session, I don't even know what price to put on that, I'm going to be really honest. You know, that review that you've just seen there saying it's really transformed their daughter's health, how can you put a price on that? But definitely very, 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 very valuable. And then the monthly higher self workshop, where we dive into some of the spiritual stuff, normally that kind of thing online. I went to a workshop this week that I paid I think it's £28 for, so about £30 is normal price for that. Let's say you found an amazing value one at £10. So I've added up there the 20, the 5, the 20, the 20, the 10, which comes to the value is about £75 a month, and that's being super conservative. Like the absolute minimum value is £75. And you can join us for £39 a month. So yeah, I've put there, the minimum value is £75 plus the question and answer session. So you can join for £39 monthly. There is no tie-ins. If you join as a monthly member, you can leave at any point. So if you didn't like it, you can sort of jump in and then jump out if you needed to. Or you can join annually. And if you join annually, you save 2 months worth of money. So it's £390, which works out £32.50 a month. And then you are, obviously you've got a year's membership then. So if you wanted to leave at some point, you just wouldn't renew for the next year. So let me know what you think. Do you think that that's good value? I mean, I think that's sort of similar to a gym membership, isn't it? A lot of gyms might be around that price, but you're not getting moon ceremonies, you're not getting the higher self workshops, you're not getting, you know, all the nutrition information for that. So this is how it's going to work. You have a desire and you need commitment as well. So you only need a small commitment in the first place. Let's say you're 1 yoga class a week, right? So you've got desire and commitment, you're feeling committed. You're putting your money where your mouth is, so you're feeling committed. Then you're going to use our 5 pillars of self-care. You're going to have our support. And what that's going to do is giving you, I've said proven, because we've got lots and lots of members that have got proven results now, but proven better health, mental health, and happiness. So let me know if that's feeling good. Rachel's saying it's amazing to have it all. Sean's saying it sounds good. Nicola's saying it's fab that it combines such a holistic approach. Thank you, Nicola. Okay, so if you're interested in joining, we've got a few bonuses to tantalise you a little bit more. This is the first time we've offered this bonus. It's only available for a short period of time, but every single new member who join us right now can have an express consultation with either myself or Sarah. So if you're having an express consultation with me, it's probably because you want to talk about something nutrition, something health-wise, maybe a review of your supplements, maybe a health problem that you've had and you want to get some advice on that. And we can actually get quite a lot done in 20 minutes. If you want to have it with Sarah, maybe you're suffering from anxiety or depression and you want a breathwork practice, a personalised one for you, the right thing for you right now. Or maybe you've got some questions about maybe some things that you can't do in yoga and you will need some adaptations, or you're don't quite know how to do one posture and you want Sarah to break it down a little bit more with you so she can do that on Zoom. So you get an express consultation with either of us you can choose. I mentioned earlier the menu plans, and we've got an anti-anxiety menu plan, which has been really popular. It's got 3 breakfast recipes, 5 snacks, 9 main meals, and it's got the shopping list for the week. So you know what to eat for a week. You can either use it like that, or you can just pick and choose like certain, like dinners off of there and weave a few into your week. So take the more gentle approach. So that is your second bonus if you join right now. And then the third one is we've got loads of member discounts actually, which save you loads of money. One of them is a great practitioner's supplement account, actually. So you've got access to high quality supplements that are going to make a difference to your health. It's not just supplements, it's some of the natural things like essential oils and Epsom salts and all the kind of things that you will get into. If you're in our membership, I promise you, you'll be taking Epsom salt baths, you'll be having medicinal mushroom coffees, you will be embracing it. So you get 10% discount there. And then Sarah and I run lots of extra things. So we do in-person retreats, we do online retreats, we do cacao ceremonies, and you'll get at least 15% discount. So for our members, we love you. We want to give you as much discount as we can and still make it financially viable for us to run. So we will give you the biggest discount we can for our events, but it will be at least 15% discount. So even just the supplement one alone can actually save you a significant amount of money if you're ordering everything that you need through one place. So the special bonus, the one-to-one with us, this expires on the 21st of January. So we'd love you to take action straight away while you're feeling motivated, while you want to make a difference as we're coming into the new year, but you have got a little bit of time there to think about it. And I just put, if you feel, this is how I feel before I decide to do things, especially if they're new and a bit different. Oh my goodness, what is all these moon ceremonies and spiritual work? If you feel a bit jittery, a bit anxious, a bit scared, that's how you should feel. And I love this about your comfort zone. This is your comfort zone. If you don't want to grow, you don't want to get better health, just stay there inside your comfort zone. But all the magic happens outside of the comfort zone. So you have to step out your comfort zone to see change. Let me know if you agree with that. So before I round up here, before I finish off, has anyone got any questions? I'll run through some general ones that I've got. Brilliant value. I also love that you can continue with the advanced nutrition. Oh yeah, I just mentioned that quickly. So for anyone who's watching this, if you're working with me now, you're on the Exhausted to Energize method, you can of course join as a member, and it's at this price, £39 a month for you. But you have the opportunity to join as an advanced member, because I know that you've put in the work and got this good foundation for your health, and we can actually do some more advanced techniques. So there's some advanced trainings for you, but you can also come to weekly accountability calls with me as well. And that is £10 a month extra. So that is £49 a month. So if you want to join as an advanced member, don't do it through the link that I'm going to share today. I will share that with you separately. Sometimes people that work with me start on this general membership and then they upgrade because they want to carry on coming to the weekly calls. Sam said about a one-to-one with Sarah. I'd message you about that afterwards, Sam. Okay, so drop any questions that you've got now. I will answer them, but some general ones are, I've not got enough time. Come on, that's the biggest one, isn't it? I've not got the time. Time is really what you make of it. You have to decide, like, say you've got a best friend that you really want to see, you will see your best friend when it's not lockdown because you want to make the time. So it is about deciding to make the time. It's about deciding to put things in your diary. It's about prioritizing yourself. But honestly, this will save you time because there's no traveling. You don't need a babysitter. You don't need someone to be at home so you can go out to the class. There's no delays. There's no traffic. So we're going to save you time. If you don't want to show up online because you're nervous, you don't have to have your camera on. No one needs to see you. But I would, in time, encourage you to show up more as your authentic self. Get comfortable with being on camera, because you'll make better connections within the membership. You'll make friends, but you're not expected to do that. And we have members who are like, I'm in my pajamas, or I've got a face mask on, or I don't know, I'm covered in spots, I don't feel like it today, so my camera's off, and that's absolutely fine. If you've got questions, Sarah and I are there in the group every day, so you can just drop questions into the group. You'll have our email addresses, so you can ask us that way as well. If you can't make live classes, I think I've answered this one, but every single thing is recorded. It's all in a membership that you can access at any time. It's very organised, so you can find it all. Am I tied in? No, you're not. If you pay monthly, you can leave at any time. There are no tie-ins whatsoever. That may change in the future. We have been thinking about having, like, saying people got to commit to 3 months so they can see better changes in their own health, or, you know, maybe we do a year's membership in the future, but right now you can join and leave at any time. Unless you've chosen the annual membership, then you're obviously got that commitment for that year, but you save 2 months as well, so it's £32.50 a month instead of £39. Doesn't look like there's any questions. So my last thing to say, oh yeah, I need to share the link. How can I do that? I'll do it straight after. Yeah, I'll share the link so you can check out the details online. You can join this evening if you're ready to do that. And the last thing that I wanted to say is, I love this Tony Robbins quote. I am a Tony Robbins fan. I have been to his seminars before. If you don't know who he is, look him up. But if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. So if you're struggling with your health, if you're struggling with your mental health, if you're not feeling as happy as you want to feel, something needs to change. And it's really, really likely that this is a thing that's going to be able to help you, and you can kind of try it and see if it's right for you. Colette says thank you. Good night, ladies. So I think that's it for this evening. Thank you so much for joining me, for joining us. Thank you for showing up for yourself. If you're watching this and you're a member and you know anyone else this would benefit from, please invite them to this group. Let them see the presentation that I've just gone through. Sarah and I both in the group, if you want to private message us, friend request us and send us a message. If you want to ask anything private, you're more than welcome to do that. But it's just to say good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a very happy new year. And if you are in the membership, don't forget those 5 journal prompts, the big questions I'm going to post for you on New Year's Eve that you will be able to answer. And hope to see some of you at Moon Ceremony tomorrow night, and looking forward to seeing you in the membership if you feel like it's right for you. So I'm going to sign off now and see you all soon. Lots of love. Bye.